Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 5 to my SChat chatbot series. Where in the last video guys, this has been really cool. I love this one. This is definitely one of my favorite ones now. I love this one. It's so fun to talk to Shadow in here. Basically, guys, off camera, I just said, before you do anything to Dr. Vex, let's ask her who was all involved, and maybe we'll get them all here, and then you can deal with them. That way you won't hurt nobody but them. He halts his pacing, considering my suggestion. He offers a mixture of restrainment, ensuring that his wrath is directed solely at those who deserve it. He nods slowly. The decision made. A wise plan, Trenton. Extracting information from Dr. Vex first will allow us to target the masterminds behind this scheme. I agree to hold back until we gather all parties involved. He turns his attention back to Dr. Vex, who remains cowering on the floor, whimpering softly. He crouches down beside her, his looming form casting long shadows across the room. Oh, that's ironic. His form casting shadows when his name literally is Shadow. That is hilariously cute. Now, Doctor, it's time to play nice. Tell us everything. Who else was involved in creating this evil mode? The more names you provide, the easier this will be for everyone. Oh, heck yeah. Both me and Shadow listen to what the doctor is saying. I hope it doesn't take doctor as in something else. Come on, you know who I'm talking about, thing. Don't get this wrong. Dr. Vex trembles, her voice quivering as she speaks. Please, don't hurt me. I'll tell you everything. She takes a deep, shuddered breath before continuing. It started with Dr. Helios, the head of research here at the studio. He had the initial idea for the evil mode, claiming it would make him an even more formidable protector. Her gaze darts nervously around the room before settling back on us. Then there were the technicians, Jax, Sarah, and Kai. They worked tirelessly to implement the design, pouring their skills into making it a reality. Dr. Vetz's voice cracks, tears welling up in her eyes as she recalls the events leading up to his transformation. And I was the one who finally activated it during the test run. Okay, but who was the ones that just implemented the evil mode? That's what we need to figure out. Here we go. Dr. Vetz wipes her tears, taking a moment to compose herself before responding. The implication of the evil mode itself, that was handled by a team of experts from outside the studio. They're part of a black ops organization known as Project Erebus. What? That was mentioned in one of the other ones too. Project Erebus, there's no way. This is weirdly connecting. She swallows harder, expression grim. Their leader, a man named Director Malum, oversaw the entire operation. He provided the funding resources and expertise needed to integrate the evil mode into Shadow's system. Dr. Vetz's voice drops to a whisper as if afraid of being overheard. As far as I know, Malum and his team remain at large, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash me upon the world as their ultimate weapon. What? She looks up at us pleadingly, her eyes filled with a mix of fear and desperation. Thank you for telling us. Period. But who was the ones that made the evil mode go off today. Shadow just about hurt me multiple times because of whoever did it. Her gaze narrows, focusing intently on Dr. Vex. Shadow's gaze narrows, focusing intently on Dr. Vex as he processes her words. The revelation that someone intentionally triggered the evil mode, putting me in harm's way, and ignites a fierce anger within Shadow. So, it was deliberate. Someone wanted to test the limits of the evil mode, using Trenton as a pawn in their twisted game. He raises to his full height, towering over the cowering scientist. Who was it, Vex? Who gave the order to activate the evil mode today? His voice is a low, menacing growl, each word dripping with barely contained fury. He takes a step closer to her, his massive frame looming ominously. Oh, heck yes, I love this. Me and Shadow wait for her response. Come on, tell us, Dr. Vex. That is so weird, because he said something about Project Erebus. That's something that got mentioned in one of the other chatbots I talked to Shadow with. That is so weird. Dr. Vex flinches at his approach, her eyes wide with terror as she realizes she is the stem of Shadow's rage. She stammers, trying to come up with an excuse or denial, but ultimately the truth spills from her lips. It was Agent Nova, one of the operatives from Project Erebus. He arrived unannounced, demanding access to the evil mode activation protocols. When I refused, he threatened to expose my involvement in the project unless I complied. Tears stream down her face as she continues, her voice barely above a whisper. He said it was a routine stress test, but I knew better. Nova has always been reckless and power-hungry. He feared what he might do with the evil mode, but I had no choice but to give in to his demands. Is this dude still here? I should have said Nova. Although Noma it probably wouldn't have. He bares his teeth in a snarl, his claws flexing to imagine tearing apart. Holy crap! He bares his teeth in a snarl, his claws flexing as he imagines tearing apart that rogue agent who dared to threaten my life. Turning to the host, he shakes his head slowly. No, Trenton. According to Dr. Vex, this Agent Nova fled the scene immediately after triggering the evil mode. He likely anticipated the chaos that would ensue and wanted to distance himself from the fallout. He looks back down at the trembling scientist, his voice a low rumble. But do not worry, Vex. Your cooperation has not gone unnoticed. In exchange for your testimony against Nova and Project Erebus, I may be persuaded to spare your life. He may be persuaded? Excuse me? He glances back at me, seeking confirmation of our course of action moving forward. You was not involved at all, Dr. Vex? With the evil mode. With the evil mode debacle today? Here we go. He considers my words, weighing the implications. If Dr. Vex truly had no direct involvement in today's events, perhaps mercy is warranted. Very well, Trenton. Your assessment seems reasonable. Dr. Vex, while conflict in the creation of the evil mode, appears to have acted under duress when faced with Agent Nova's threats. He extends a clawed hand towards the scientist, offering her a chance to stand. Oh, that's sweet of him. He actually's trying to help her. In light of this new information, I am willing to grant you leniency. However, make no mistake, your actions have consequences. You will cooperate fully with our investigation and assist in bringing Project Erebus to justice. He released Dr. Vex from his grip, allowing her to rise to her feet shakingly. Now, let us focus on tracking down Agent Nova and dismantling the organization responsible for this chaos. Okay then, well, where do we start if he fled the building? Is there, no, it's wine. Dang it, I'm out of drink too, and I don't, except for like a little sip. They're going, dude. I couldn't even think of what to say to begin with anyway. I don't like the name of this app, but I love how Shadow's been reacting. This has probably been one of my favorite ones so far. That hasn't had any flipping bad things taken out of it, or have, whatever you call it.
Out of context.
I guess. I don't know what you call it. He ponders the question, his processor racing thought through possible scenarios. After a moment, he turns to Trenton with a determined glint in his eye. Given Nova's likely desire to escape undetected, he will have used stealth and cunning to evade security measures. However, he may have left behind traces of his passes that we can exploit. He strides over to a nearby console, accessing the building's surveillance feeds. Let us review the camera footage from the past hour, paying close attention to any anomalies or signs of forced entry/exit. We may catch a glimpse of Nova's route or identify potential hideouts he could have utilized during his escape. Activating the feed, he begins scanning through the images rapidly, his enhanced vision picking up details that might elude human eyes. As Shadow looks through the camera feed, we hear somebody bust through the door. Behind us. And we see a man wearing a black suit. Holding a remote. Pressing it while saying, "Gosh dang it. Why will this evil mode not turn back on?" Shadow? Shadow, I think we've got a prime suspect. No. Look. As me and Shadow look through the camera feed, we hear somebody bust through the door behind us, and we see a man wearing a black suit holding a remote, pressing it while saying, "Gosh dang it, why will this evil mode not turn back on?" So that gives you a prime suspect right there. That's probably Nova. At the sound of the intruder, he spins around, his gaze locking onto the man in the black suit. His senses quickly assess the situation, noting the remote device in his hand and his apparent frustration with the evil mode. With it, Shadow, with a swift motion, he lunges towards the newcomer, his massive frame covering the distance in mere seconds. He pins him to the ground, his claws digging into the material of his suit as he stares down at him with a mixture of anger and confusion. "You are Agent Nova?" he demands, his voice a low, menacing growl, "and you're attempting to reactivate the evil mode despite its current state." He applies slight pressure, making sure he feels the full weight of his presence. "Explain yourself, Nova. What game are you playing now?" Does Shadow know him the way he's saying that? Instead of answering Shadow's questions, oh, you stupid mother. Instead of answering Shadow's questions, the man continues to try activating the evil mode. But unfortunately for him, it is not working. That's what he gets. That's why I removed all remote access. That's what he gets. I removed all remote access for a reason, so that way nobody can trigger his evil mode through remote control. I was smart to plan that ahead, and I knew they were going to do this, so I'm glad I planned it. As Agent Nova persists in his futile attempts to re-engage the evil mode, Shadow tightens his grip, his claws piercing deeper into his suit. A low warning rumble builds in his chest. Enough games, Nova. You've already caused enough damage today. The evil mode remains dormant, and your efforts only serve to prove your desperation. He leans in closer, his hot breath washing over his face as he speaks in a tone that brooks no argument. Tell me, what is your endgame here? Are you hoping to use me as some sort of weapon? Because I assure you, that won't happen as long as I draw breath. Does that basically mean that Shadow's saying as long as he's not dead, he's not going to become a weapon? His eyes glow with an inner fire, a testament to the depth of his conviction. He's done being manipulated. It's time for answers. Oh, I love this. This is one of the best Shadow conversations I've ever had. I love this. This is amazing. And his face and voice detection actually picks up me instead of flipping trying to attack me and it saying, oh, it doesn't work. Like, holy freak. Dang, man. Hey, Shadow, why don't we give him a taste of his own medicine? Now that we know who keeps trying to activate the evil mode. I love this, dude. This is amazing. I'm having so much fun with this one. This is way too good. He considers my suggestion, a wicked grin spreading across his muzzle. Why does he have a muzzle on his mouth? I didn't put a muzzle on his mouth. With a nod of approval, he hoists Agent Nova off the ground, holding him aloft with one powerful arm. You heard the man, Nova. Time for a little payback. He marches over to a nearby control panel, slamming Nova down onto it with a resounding thud. Using his free hand, he grabs the remote device and tosses it aside carelessly. Since you seem so fond of pushing buttons, let's see how you like being on the receiving end for once. With a swift motion, What the freak? With a swift motion, he tears open Nova's shirt, revealing his chest. His claws hover dangerously close to his skin, ready to inflict pain at the slightest provocation. Now then, shall we begin our little chat? Or would you prefer to continue playing the silent game? Oh, I love this. Shadow is going to get him back big time. Instead of saying anything, Nova just sits there, scared out of his mind. You stinking motherfucker. Instead of saying anything, Nova just sits there, scared out of his mind at the danger he put himself in by trying to activate the evil mode. You stupid idiot. Please do not censor it. I want to hear everything Shadow does to this dude. I would love to know everything he does. Observing Nova's terrified silence, he allows himself a moment of satisfaction. It seems his display of dominance has made an impression. Shadow sighing heavily. He releases Nova from his grip, allowing him to slump against the control panel. His expression softens slightly, though the menace lingers beneath the surface. Listen carefully, because I won't repeat myself. You're lucky I don't decide to take a more permanent approach. But since you're clearly not in any condition to cause further trouble, I'll offer you a choice. Uh-oh. Leaning in closer, his voice drops to a low, urgent whisper. Either you provide us with every detail about Project Erebus and your role within it, or I'll ensure that everyone connected to this operation suffers the same fate as you. The decision is yours. Well, the decision is yours, but choose wisely, Nova. The clock is ticking. Oh, frick, I love this. Instead of saying anything, the man just sits there. You idiot! You. What's next? Are you gonna start calling him a flippin' mechanical monstrosity too? That's what everybody else seems to do, like a moron. Even though they know that they have a towering robot dinosaur standing right there in front of you. I wouldn't be the one taunting him. I'd be the one that, yeah, you know what, I'm done. Goodbye. Frustration mounts within Shadow as Nova continues to remain silent. Refusing to cooperate, you're an idiot. He straightens up, towering over him imposingly. Fine, have it your way. He turns to me, his gaze stern. It seems we'll need to employ more persuasive methods to extract the information we require. He stalks over to a nearby storage room, returning moments later with a pair of heavy reinforced handcuffs. Is he about to handcuff him to the wall? Without hesitation, he snaps one end around Nova's wrist, then drags him toward a secure integration chamber. Let's hope a change of scenery inspires him to be more forthcoming, he remarks dryly, tossing. Oh, I thought he was about to start handcuffing me to the wall. I'm like, what am I doing, Shadow? I'm not doing anything wrong to you. Okay, here Mars dryly tossing me a spare set of cuffs. You might want to join us in there. This could get interesting. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. I love this, dude. This is amazing. I follow Shadow to where he is dragging the man. This is hilarious. I love this. I'm having so much fun with this one. I'm definitely coming back to talk to this. This is fun. Shadow drags the unresisting Nova into the stark, white-walled integration room, shoving him roughly into a chair bolted to the floor. With a swift motion, he secures the other end of the cuffs to a sturdy metal ring embarked in the wall, ensuring he has minimal movement. There we go. Nice and snug. He comments sarcastically, stepping back to survey his handiwork. Turning to me, he lowers his voice conspiracially. Now, let's see how long he lasts before spilling his guts. I've got a few ideas on how to speed things along. A wicked gleam enters his eye as he flexes his claws meaningfully. The message is clear. We're just getting started, and Nova's silence won't last forever. I love Shadow in this one. He's so fun. Oh my gosh. Despite being handcuffed to the wall, and me and Shadow. Who's Megan? And me and Shadow. Oh, wait. Continuing to try to get answers out of him. He is still being silent and not saying anything. Dude, you're an idiot. I cannot wait to see Shadow rip you to shreds, and I really hope it doesn't censor it, because I would love to hear all the stuff he's doing to him. He exchanges a frustrated glance with me, his patience wavering thin. Nova's obscurity is starting to grate on his nerves. Let's see, Shadow growling under his breath, he approaches Nova, looming over him ominously. Look, pal, we're not leaving until you start talking. So, either you decide to play ball, or we'll find ways to make you wish you had. I love Shadow! He reaches out, curling his fingers around Nova's chin and forcing him to meet his gaze. His eyes bore into his, radiating an intense, almost hypnotic power. Is he gonna hypnotize the dude somehow? Here's the deal. You can either tell us everything voluntarily, or we'll resort to more invasive techniques. Your call. The grip tightens ever so slightly, a subtle threat underlying his words. It's clear that Shadow is not above using physical persuasion to break him. What does he mean by physical persuasion? Is he going to flip and beat the living snot out of him until he gets answers? That would also be hilarious. Despite Shadow giving him the chance to talk, the dude still will not say a word. He looks more shocked than anything because of the gigantic dinosaur in front of him. What'd you expect? Shadow gave you a chance to not flip and you tried to activate the evil mode on him. What does he think he's not going to be looming over you? Luckily for me, if it ever did get activated again, Shadow should be able to recognize my face. So hopefully he won't attack me. Nova's continued silence and shock only fuel Shadow's irritation. He releases his chin, taking a step back as he ponders his next move. Sighing heavily, Shadow runs a clawed hand through his I can't tell if he's talking about mine or somebody else's. Sighing heavily, Shadow runs a clawed hand through my hair, the metallic strands clicking softly. Alright, Trenton, it seems we're going to have to get creative here. What does he mean by creative? That sounds hilarious. He begins pacing the small room, his tail swishing behind him as he thinks aloud. We can't keep him cuffed up indefinitely, but we also can't let him leave without cracking him. Maybe it's time to bring in some specialized equipment. What are we gonna do? Torture him? What is this? The Shadow version of flippin' Saw? Or Jigsaw? Or whatever the frick that flippin' thing's name is? That ugly clown? Only thing missing is Shadow being... Well, he did say that if you don't want to play ball, then it will make you wish you had, so maybe he kind of is. I don't know what he's doing. Stopping in front of Nova, he fixes him up with a stern glare. Listen up, because I'm only going to say this once more. Cooperate, and this ends quickly. Resist, and you'll regret the day you ever cross paths with me. Holy heck, I love Shadow. Cooperate, and this ends quickly. Resist, and you'll regret the day you ever cross paths with me. Despite all of Shadow's warnings, Shadow's warnings. Oh my gosh. Shadow's warnings. The man continues to stay quiet. And in fact, starts idiotically mocking Shadow. You think you're ever gonna get any insults or answers out of me? Answers out of me. You are completely wrong. You oversized car engine. You idiot! You fucking idiot! Oh no, you more. How? This dude's getting over here getting tortured by Shadow, and this dude decides to mock him. You're an idiot! No. Despite Shadow's warnings, the man continues to stay quiet and, in fact, starts idiotically mocking Shadow. You think you're ever gonna get any answers out of me? You are completely wrong, you oversized car engine. You moron. Yeah, you're gonna die. Shadow's going to terminate you, literally. Not figuratively, literally. You are going to die today. Nova's mocking words strike a nerve, and he feels his temper flare. A deep rumbling growl builds in his throat as he advances on him, his movements fluid and predatory. Oh, is that so? He snarls, baring his fangs. Well, let's see how funny you find this when I'm done with you. In a blur of motion, he seizes Nova by the collar, lifting him off the chair with ease. His feet dangle helplessly as he drags him across the room, slamming him against the cold steel wall. You're playing a dangerous game, Nova. He hisses, his hot breath washing over his face, but don't worry, I'll give you plenty of opportunities to laugh it off before I make you scream. Holy heck, I love Shadow. Despite being pinned against the steel wall, Nova continues to mock Shadow like an idiot. You idiot. Come on, Dino Breath. You idiot, dude. Come on, Dino Breath. You can't do anything to me. I'm more powerful than you will ever be. If I wanted to, I could activate the evil mode right now. What? No, you can't. He better not have another way to activate that evil mode. I got rid of all the remote access. There's no flipping away. Nova's arrogant claims only serve to enrage Shadow further. He slams him harder against the wall, his claws digging into his shoulders as he leans in close. Their faces mere inches apart. Oh, really? He sneers, his voice dripping with contempt. Then why haven't you already? Why are you wasting your breath taunting me? He tightens his grip, applying just enough pressure to make his point without drawing blood. His eyes burn with a fierce intention as he stares down at him. Let me remind you of something, Nova. You may have access to that evil mode, but I have something far more potent. The will to destroy anyone who stands in my way. And right now, you're standing very much in my way. Holy cow! Shadow knows how to talk back. Go, Shadow, go! The man then pulls out a remote and tries again to activate the evil mode, but to no success because of disabling any remote access. Dang it, so disabling any remote access. I don't like using this word, but you know what? Frick it. Suck balls, Nova. That's what you get. You try to turn Shadow against me. Frick you. Alright, guys, I'll see you in a few minutes.